Hey guys, Jeff here with Ghost Knight Gaming, and today I'm going to take a look at Final Fantasy X, and more specifically we're looking at a great way to level up really quickly. Now, that being said, I'm going to really cover this super quick. This is not an early game leveling trick. This is not going to help you out in the first half of the game. This is more geared towards the second half of the game, and largely for anybody that is looking to either earn the Platinum Trophy if you're playing on the PS3 or PS4 version, or you're just trying to fight some of the final bosses like the Dark Aeons, Penance, or Nemesis, or even some of the arena creations. And this is more focused towards that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a step-by-step breakdown of how to get set up to do this and what you're going to be able to do with this this little trick to leveling that's going to earn you a ton of experience and sphere levels really quickly once you get it all set up. Alright, so now you're ready to start getting everything you need to be able to get all of those sphere levels in a really short period of time. First step, and the first thing you need to do to get started in doing this, is you need to get access to the Commons and the Monster Arena. So, obviously, if you haven't progressed this far in the story, you probably want to come back to this a little bit later, and come back and check this video once you got here. But, if you're already here and you have access to the Comlands, you're going to keep progressing through the Comlands until you get to the northeastern part of the map area. Just near where you need to go. If you head further north, you start heading towards where you need to advance the story, but there's this nice green marker here that shows us where the Monster Arena is. So if you head over in here, you're in the Monster Arena. At first, the arena is not open. You're going to have to talk to the old man here, and you're going to have to start opening the arena back up. First thing you have to do is you need to get access to some capture weapons. So you're going to need them for doing all your capturing with, probably your stronger characters that you've been doing a lot of your fighting with, so most likely Waka, Tidus, and Auron. Grab some of the others in case you need them, but depending on where you're at this early in the game, you're probably only going to be able to get a couple of these weapons. First task he's going to set before you is you're going to have to capture all of the monsters in the Comlands in order to open up the arena. Now this may be a little bit of a tall order depending on how much you've leveled when you got to this point, because you do have to capture a Marlboro in this area, and that can be pretty tough this early on if you're not prepared. So if you can, do it now. If you can't, you may have to wait until you've finished at least the next two story segments, Mount Gegazet and Xenarkin Ruins, but you'll probably have to wait a little bit. If not, get that done here, open up the arena. From there, you're going to want to talk to him, and he's going to say that you can start capturing monsters from all over the place. So that's the next thing you're going to have to do. So next up on that docket is going to be finding those monsters. So for the sake of doing this leveling, there's a particular area conquest monster that you need to unlock, and this one is the Don Tonberry. You can get the Don Tonberry by going to this area, which is underneath the bridge on your way to Mount Gegazet, and it's the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. You're going to want to go in here, and you want to capture one of every monster. Now beware, there is a Tonberry here, and for anybody that knows the Final Fantasy franchise, Tonberries can be extremely dangerous. But we're going to want to capture one of everything in our progress through this cave. That way we can unlock Don Tonberry over at the arena. Once you've done that, there are a couple of other monsters you're going to have to capture for a couple other things, but we'll get into that in step 3. Alright, so you've got everything figured out to go catch the Don Tonberry. You may not be able to get it right away because some of the creatures could be tougher than what you're able to fight at this point. So at this point, I recommend just advancing the story. You've probably leveled more than well enough to work your way through Mount Gegazet and into Xanarkin, which are the next two areas. And once you have access to the airship, now you can kind of start working on this in earnest and working towards getting all of this stuff relatively early. So the first thing you need to do, obviously, is get Don Tonberry. From there, you are going to need a weapon that's going to give you the most bang for your buck while doing this trick. So what you need is a weapon that has both triple AP and overdrive to AP. How this basically works, triple AP is pretty obvious. You get 3 times the normal experience you would get working towards any of your sphere levels. How overdrive to AP works is anytime you would gain overdrive gauge, instead of gaining that gauge, so if you had an empty gauge, you wouldn't see it go up at all if you meet the conditions for it. It'll actually give you AP for that, which is then tripled. So that's not bad. Pretty good, hey? So the thing is, you've got to be able to get these pieces of equipment. They are not necessarily easy to find. The first step, and the easiest, and I say this relatively, easiest way to get a triple AP weapon at least, is to fight a creature called One-Eye. You need 4 of the one-eyed monsters that show up, 4 of each of the one-eyed monsters that show up in the different areas. They show up on the Mihen High Road, the Thunder Plains, the Macalania Snowfield, Mount Gagaset or Sin, and the Omega Ruins. So you got to do a bit of exploring to find these, and some of them might be a little tough early on. But once you get them, you're going to be able to fight One-Eye. One-Eye is relatively easy for a lot of the creatures that show up as species monsters. It's relatively easy, though early on it can be a bit of a challenge. So you're going to want to level up Anima if you've got him as much as you can to fight it. From there, you're going to be able to get some triple AP weapons. After that, your next goal is going to be Overdrive to AP. Now, you can add Overdrive AP onto any of your pieces of gear by using your customizability. And if you go into the customize, you can find Overdrive to AP. So I'm just going to scroll down here. And it'll show up here. So what you need is Doors to Tomorrow. The easiest way to get Doors to Tomorrow is simply get 1 of each monster in 6 areas. What it'll do is it'll unlock the creature Catastrophe in the arena, but it'll give you 99 of these Tomorrows, which will be more than enough Doors to Tomorrow, because it only uses 10 to add Overdrive to AP on any weapon. So you can make 1 of each of these weapons once you get enough of them from One-Eye. Once you've got all that, you're ready to head on to your next step. So for your next step, now you're going to get set up to be able to actually level with this whole trick. And I'll actually show you what it looks like once we get into it. Basically, we look here and we're going to have a few important things you need to do. You need lots of Phoenix Downs. If not, you need the Phoenix, the Auto Phoenix ability, which just take a look at that and you might find that to be super useful. What you need is Mega Phoenixes, and you can actually bribe the Ghost, I believe, no, the Maquia, for that, and I believe it's 200,000, and you bribe that and it'll give you 20 of them. And if you get enough, once you get enough, you can just put Auto Phoenix on a couple of pieces of armor and you're good to go. So for example, here I'm building up for a whole bunch of stuff for endgame. I have some gear with Auto Phoenix, but if not, you can just use Phoenix Downs and you're good to go. The other thing you're going to need to do, and this is kind of the important step to it, of course you're going to equip Overdrive to AP weapons on everybody, is you want to set every one of your party members to Comrade. So this is important. So we are going to use Titus and Waka for this. So we're going to set them to Comrade. Now let's go take a look. We're going to level up Lulu. Because you see she has no sphere levels right now, so she's at 0 sphere levels at the moment, and she's already set the Comrade, so we're good to go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that formation with Waka and Lulu, and then all we're going to do is we're going to head into a fight with... Oh, let me make sure I've got the right weapons, because I do not. So I'm going to give him his Overdrive to AP. She already has hers equipped, and now he has triple score equipped. Alright, so now you go in, and you go to fight monsters, and you choose Don Tonberry. So make sure you have enough gil to start doing the thing, and in you go. So the big trick for this fight is I'm not going to have Lulu attack at all. Now I've got auto haste on both Waka and Titus, so they're going to attack a lot. And basically all you do is you attack the Don Tonberry. Because now what he's going to do is he's going to use his Karma ability. Now because I've been playing a lot and I've put a lot of time into Titus and Waka, Karma does damage, a relative damage equation equal to the number of enemies that you've killed. Individual characters. So for example, Lulu would take a whole lot less damage than these two would because of how much I've used the two of them. But basically all you do is you attack with them. Now if you have to use Phoenix Downs and not let the Auto Phoenix do the thing, you recommend only having one person attacking it. So you, if you can get auto haste on them, all the better. But you're basically just going to do this. I'm just going to keep attacking and just let it do karma. Basically, we're going to keep doing this until it gets a bit closer to us. Okay, so now that he's gotten to this point, he's gotten pretty close. So roughly about four of his turns, you'll notice now when I attack, he no longer counterattacks. So we're not going to worry about trying to finish off the Don Tonberry. The great thing about this is we don't have to. So make sure you have somebody with Flee as soon as you can. I do believe that's an ability that Riku gets, but grab Flee and just do this. And watch what happens when we get the results. So look at that AP total. Massive amount of AP, and then we just click over to here and look at that. She gained almost 40 levels just like that. It can get even bigger, and you can see a whole lot more AP dropping depending on the fight. But absolutely, like, this is a huge, very quick, you know, we do this one more time and she's pretty much got a full assortment of sphere levels to go do a whole bunch of leveling. Like, those guys are going to be able to go around the map 3 times now. And that's basically it. That's all there is to it. So yeah, that's a trick. Like I said, it's a little bit late game. It's once again focusing on what you're going to need for facing against the big enemies, Ultima Weapon and stuff like that. This is going to be Omega Weapon and Nemesis and Penance and the Dark Aeons. This is what this is designed for, because you're going to be able to get a ton of levels really quickly. So you're going to be able to level up those sphere grids to be able to take on the bigger enemies, to get all those upgrades, all those better pieces of armor, and then you're going to be able to take on the last bosses with no trouble. Like, doing this is overkill for the actual end game, but doing it for the other bosses is going to make them all doable and well within your range of what you can do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed checking this out. Sorry, it might be a little clunky once I get to the editing side of this, but I will be back with more game tips and a couple other different videos in the very near future. We have more projects coming soon. If you like seeing tips like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe there's a game that you want to know more information about, and I might actually have information. I've got a couple more Final Fantasy games I'm going to be doing videos like this for, so make sure you stay tuned for that if you're a Final Fantasy fan. And there's a couple other games that I want to do this as well, and probably at the end we're going to have a couple of the other videos I've done. I did some leveling for Dark Souls 2, and I did some ways to earn a ton of caps in Fallout 4. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Have fun, keep gaming, and I will see all of you guys again next time.